All right, everyone, welcome back into another fantasy golf video. Going to be breaking down round 3 here of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro. I'm going to talk about some bets for you guys as well as some showdown picks. Let's go on and get into it. And so let's start off here with taking a peek actually at the weather here for round 3. And again, it doesn't seem like the weather is going to play as big of a factor as it typically does at this event. And maybe as it was maybe projected to do come Wednesday night. So right now for Saturday, we're currently looking at about 14 mile per hour winds. You know, data-wise, it doesn't really change the scoring all too much when the sustained winds are about 14 mile per hour. So, like, all in all, we're not too worried about that. Now, if you want to toss into, like, the 9 to 5 custom model, maybe looking at golfers on fair weather events, which is what 15 mile per hour winds is, fair weather, because, yes, once it starts to get over 15 mile per hour, that's when it starts to change the scoring average, not too drastically. Bad weather would be 20 plus, and then worse weather would be like 25 plus. That's when the scoring really gets bonkers. But if you want to look at over the past 20, whatever, just you could toss this in there with the 9 to 5 showdown rank here for round 3. And because we're making our fantasy projections just based off of our ranks, what you could do is then just export up here instead of scrolling down to the bottom like we've been doing the past couple of days there where we're trying to target a specific course. I don't think we really need to do that because it's not projected to be that crazy wind-wise. But if you guys think, well, I'm seeing a slight different wind report, I always tell people stick to kind of one source for that and maybe a secondary source. I know a lot of people in the space like to use like Wind Finder. If you're using weather.com, kind of whatever. My starting point is this, and then I'll take a further step. I did take a further step looking at Wind Finder. Gusts are supposed to get up to like 18 mile per hour, but again, that can always change. That could end up being the story. That could end up being the reason maybe why golfers struggle or whatnot. But for now, doesn't really seem to be the case. It looks like it should be pretty decent there. And so let's go ahead now and take a peek at some interesting data points here. Let's take a peek at win rank. I'm actually kind of crazy for win rank. So which golfers are most likely to win heading into round 3? That's what we're looking at here. So Seb Straka, number 1, makes sense given that where he's at on the leaderboard, number 1 there. Russell Henley, number 2 there as well. I kind of mentioned GPP only play. Very much reminded me of Justin Thomas. I'm actually curious if any people are on Russell Henley as an outright bet. Kind of a little bit kicking myself there, but not really too much there. But in regards to me being on Justin Thomas, Russell Henley would have been a further extension there. So I'm curious if anyone, any 9 to 5 members are on him. But then we're looking at some of the top dogs: Kyle Morikawa, Patrick Cantlay, and then Justin Thomas. Sky Scheffler's up there as well at 30 or at the 20th position. We'll see there maybe. Taylor Pendrith had a very annoying double bogey on 18. But we don't need to go down that low. And I'm already on the next 3 here, guys: Kyle Morikawa, Patrick Cantlay, and Justin Thomas already. So I don't feel the need to extend a betting card out any further in terms of outrights. But let's take a peek here at some showdown picks. Who are the best showdown picks here for round 3? And you guys are going to see probably why Kyle Morikawa and Patrick Cantlay are popping up as some really good showdown options for us is the fact that they're projected to play really well here in round 2. So those are going to be some anchor points. You got Aaron Rai popping up in there. Matt Fitzpatrick is actually coming in off of a surprisingly pretty good round here in round 2. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but he's someone that's popping up. And then I do want to take a peek here at some of these live strokes gain stats. I'm going to filter out players that we don't have stats on thus far this season because we are just kind of looking at that. But let's take a peek at some strokes gained putting stats here. See if anyone is like due to progress in terms of their putting here. So Cam Young's been putting terribly. Okay, not the best putter overall, but that's interesting. Kyle Morikawa is actually someone that Kyle Morikawa, guys, has missed a lot of short bunnies that you would expect to maybe pick up. And if he makes a couple of those, could get on a heater. Patrick Cantlay popping up in here as well. So that kind of further echoes them being good showdown options for us here in round 2. Just when we can get golfers that are maybe going to putt a little bit better, that's always encouraging there. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. Let's take a peek at the opposite as well. What are some players that are expected to maybe putt a little bit poorly? Tony Finau is gaining 2 strokes putting right now, almost, if we round up. And typically speaking, he loses about a fifth of a stroke putting there thus far this season. And you know, maybe Tony was just trolling us for the first few starts of the season. That could be the case, but definitely interesting there. Maybe Russell Henley regresses a little bit, but nothing too crazy there, guys. That just further encourages some of those showdown picks that we are going to be on here. So we'll go ahead now and get into the showdown picks here for round 3. Now, I am kicking myself from yesterday with round 2. I feel like I did a little bit too much myself. I told the data, let's get on Scotty a little bit more. And I also told it, I don't want to be on Cam Davis. And both of those ended up being wrong there. 9 to 5 data was correct again, which is going to be the case most times. Yes, there's a few times here and there where I'm like, I can spot a correction that needs to be made and make that correction. Let's say for Tony Finau and Adam Scott on the main slate, yes. But honestly, guys, the thing that happens the most is that I typically am kicking myself for not trusting the data as much as I should. But looking at, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to set 2 data points for the 9 to 5 data to go off of. We already know that Colin Morikawa is going to be one of the better plays here. And then we also know Patrick Cantlay is going to be already one of the better plays. I'm just going to round up for those two. We do need to give the lineup optimizer 2 data points to go off of for it to be able to run. So with that, we'll just generate this so you guys can get a general sense of maybe what the lineups are looking at here as well. And I will say right away, just instantly, I'm kind of liking the builds here. Okay, maybe not Max Homa. We might not need to get Max Homa. We can change off of him. Maybe we get to this Adam Scott as well. I'm so sick of Adam Scott popping up in there. Stop doing that to me, Adam Scott. So honestly, guys, I'm probably going to limit. Well, I'll just show you guys what I'm going to do here. So we're going to players here. We're going to go show usage. Okay. I'll zoom out so you guys can see it. And obviously I'm not going to be on anyone 90% or anything like that. I'm just doing like a dry run so you guys can see, get a general feel for it. But like Adam Scott, still probably want to be on him. If you're doing 20 lineups here, still getting to him about 2. If you're doing 150 lineups, still getting plenty of him there as well. Maybe 15 would actually probably be better. Get him in 3 lineups there. And then let's see, who was the other player? Adam, Max Homa. Max Homa as well, 15% as well. Let's just cap those. And let's actually just do a normal run here. So typically I'm doing 30% max exposure, 3 unique players. This has been a source of success throughout the years in terms of taking down GPPs on showdowns. And so now we're getting a much better balance, I would say, with these. What's the first lineup here without Adam Scott and Max Homa? Here we go. Fitzpatrick, Akshay, Bo Hosler, Jason Day, Colin Morikawa, and Hideki. So the data obviously likes Hideki a decent amount, but I don't mind this lineup here. I think this is pretty solid. Maybe we could sub someone in for Max Homa instead there if you guys are looking for an optimal build. All right, guys, so now we're going to jump on into the betting side of things here. We're going to be looking at some actual 3-ball bets, but you don't have to deal with those 2-way bets. But real quickly, we'll do a recap from yesterday, guys. Yesterday, another annoying day with the 2-ball bets. Ended up hitting 2 bets there out of 5. So we had 3 losses there. So about, if you round up, 1 unit lost there. So still annoying there with the 2-ball bets, but honestly, maybe we just stick to 3-ball bets only. If there's a 2-ball bet market there, maybe we just pass up on those and then stick to head-to-head bets instead. Because head-to-head bet wise, fine. We went 1 win, 1 loss, and then 1 tie. But obviously that continues we've been on a pretty good streak here, head-to-head wise over the past 2 weeks now. Whereas at the start of the season, it was kind of flipped. We were dominating with the 3-ball bets, and then head-to-head bets were basically what happened today. And then just real quickly as well, PrizePicks and Underdog-wise as well, pretty darn good. So we had about 6 bets that were over 54% likely to hit throughout the day and part of this video as well. Only one of those ended up missing, and that was the one that was on the PrizePicks bet slip. Scotty Scheffler did not beat his birdies or better against Justin Thomas. Which, for DFS purposes, guys, I hope that continues. I don't want Scotty to do well. I thought he was vastly overowned, projected to be vastly overowned, and that did end up happening. That'd be pretty big. And then we did have 2 bets there where the strokes were off by 1 stroke fully between PrizePicks and Underdog. One of those ended up hitting on Underdog, and for some reason, this actually paid out a little bit more. So, yes, we finally missed a bet here on Underdog and PrizePicks, another one. And we finally missed a slip, actually 2 slips on PrizePicks. This ends up cashing, actually ends up making us a very slight profit on the day, Underdog-wise and PrizePicks-wise, if you combine those 2 together like that. So, interesting day, kind of a good stretch there. Props betting continues. As I'm recording this video, we're not getting any props bets, I think. I'll try to refresh the data before I end here. But let's go ahead now and get back into the 3-ball bets. And so, yeah, guys, I am a little bit worried here about Scotty Scheffler. This is the one good one that we have. 40% likelihood or better hit. That's what I want to be targeting here with these 3-ball bets, and he's the only one. And I said because I like Taylor Pendrith this week. Like he grades out really well. Sam Stevens has been playing well as well. And then we look at someone like Taylor Pendrith. He's kind of popping up as someone that should do well as well. Like it seems like a toss-up. So the data doesn't like Sam Stevens that much for whatever reason. But the fact that we're getting Taylor Pendrith at, if you bet a unit, you're going to get 2.78 back. That is crazy to me. That should not be happening. But do I necessarily need to bet that? No. Are there any here that I do feel comfortable betting on? And the simple answer is no. Like it does feel like we'd be forcing bets here. Full disclosure. So if you guys don't want to make any of these, by all means don't. I do want to highlight it though. If anyone sees a bet that they like and want to get on, like I'm not going to place any bets here. Full disclosure with these 3-ball bets. But if you are someone that wants to, I don't hate the idea of getting to Patrick Cantlay. We know Colin Morikawa is projected to be a very good round 3 showdown pick, as well as Patrick Cantlay. The Patrick Cantlay line's a little bit strange to me. I'm kind of fine with that one. Sam Burns was another interesting one to me as well. You can get him at 2.5 to 1 to win his 3-ball, going against Aaron Rai and Nick Dunlap. Sam Burns has been playing pretty solid, so I'm kind of okay with that one. And then from there, I don't love him. Again, I just want to be focused on bets that have 40% likelihood or better to hit. So with that, guys, we'll jump on into the head-to-head matchup bets here as well for round 3. And looking at it, guys, again, I'm just going to be focusing on the normal markets. So FanDuel, DraftKings, and BetMGM here. And I'll sort of buy plus EV bets that we are currently getting. Do any of these match up here? And they kind of do. So we are getting EVR to beat. And actually, guys, disregard. This is from round 2 still. So we're not getting the updated matchup bets here for round 3 just yet. I'm sure they'll update soon once we actually get those from those sports books. If we do, that's the issue with golf, is we don't always get the bets that we would like to bet each day. I'm sure we will, though. So with that, guys, let's actually jump on into the underdog bets. And so, guys, as well here for underdog, we are currently not getting any of the prop bets here as well. Again, that's the annoyance here, especially when you're producing content. I don't want to be staying up late. It's annoying there. But let's look at some placement bets, because I do think there is some value here that we can get to. Like, even looking at Patrick Cantlay to finish better than top 10, like if you look at it in terms of who is projected to play well and kind of how he's looking right now position-wise, he's like the one stud that, should be able to go out and play a little bit better. And the fact that he keeps getting disrespected, he's at 1.1x. I like that bet there. I think that's pretty solid. But that might not even be needed, because we are getting some other interesting lines here as well. Sam Burns is someone that projected to play well. He is currently top 20, and you can bet him as an even push to finish better than top 20. I think that's a pretty solid bet. He is someone that does project out decently well in round 3 there as well. And then for what it's worth, Taylor Pendrith, I don't mind there as well. You can bet him to do better there as well. Taylor Pendrith is someone that made a double bogey on 18, which is very tilting for me week long. Didn't hurt too much right now, but that could end up being a big difference maker maybe on Sunday. It is funny about these tournaments. Don't really have any general, you do have a general sense of how you're doing, but it matters, but up until really Sunday and the back nine on Sunday, that's when you start to get into the thick of it and start to have actual sweats going, because anyone can really go off on any round here or blow up as well. But those are 2 that I don't mind. I wanted to call those out. I want to give you guys something there for underdog if you guys want to chase those. Now, I do want to call the issue with those bets there on underdog is they're not as good as any other market. So BetMGM and whatnot, DraftKings, FanDuel, you're better off if you can place a live bet there. The payout's going to be much better on there than it is on PrizePicks. Heck, especially if you parlay together, much better there. That's kind of the issue with those underdog and even PrizePicks prop bets. When they kind of do that, they're typically just a little bit of a scam, honestly, compared to other sports where the value's not there in terms of the payout there. But that's going to do it, guys. I do want to remind you guys to use the underdog promo code if you guys want to use it, guys. So you guys can get a 50% deposit match when you use the promo code, the letter spelled out 9 to 5. And then actually for PrizePicks as well, you do the number 9 and then TO5. You guys will get a free $50 when you spend your first 5 there. And it's just a simple way to help out the channel there as well. And then lastly, just a reminder of all that 9 to 5 has to offer for just $10 a month, guys. You guys saw some of it here just now. Take advantage of that, guys. Get access to all the best fantasy golf tools at the best price for sure. $10 a month. Take advantage of it. All of it is going to be curated for you guys like you saw during this video. That's going to do it, though. Make sure to give a like and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you guys being here. Good luck with all your bets for round 3. If you are placing some 3-ball bets specifically, have a good run. Obviously, this is gonna be the day, right? That we finally the big days 3-ball betting wise, and I'm just not telling you guys to bet them. That'd be annoying there, but I'm okay passing up on it today. That's gonna be all though, guys. Thanks for watching. Good luck, and as always, let's keep cashing.